Some of you might be wondering, hey, sure, you've had intellectual heavyweights on the show today like Sarah Palin, who's definitely going to win in Alaska. And then you've had on Ted Nugent interviewing Louis Gohmert. How in the world can you keep up with the intellectual fortitude of the show heretofore? Oh, hey, there's a hype train coming. Look at that. That might be one of my first hype trains. It's full on Fecus. Hey, good stuff. Hey, let's check him out. I think I found someone. Yeah, there it is. Dan Bongino. It's really scary how wrong they've been. Oh my gosh. This is a opening monologue from his show he did. He has a show called Unfiltered where he's not allowed to say what he wants. And they put this clip in that kitty, so I have to actually look at it. But this is Bongholio, man. And apparently, according to the notes, Hal left me some Don Jr. notes just to the side of the screen. That Bongholio is looking for a TP for his bunghole. I don't know what that means, but we're going to find out. Let's look.
It's really scary how wrong the Democrats have been.
Oh, boy, it's really scary. You don't have to tell me. The audio, is he quiet? Is he quiet? He looks, I mean, I got to say, he's looking kind of Halloween-y right now. Like, seriously, if this dude knocked on your door, you'd be like, take all the Hershey's Special Dark you want and get away from me. Put down the Smarties and step away. Oh, thank you, Eileen. Come on now. Can you see dance like our favorite president? I've been working on the dance. Young man, there's no place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, I will touch you. It's a weird song. I don't know all the lyrics. It's an odd choice. All right, so squirt, squirt, something like that. So I can't do that too much. People are going to put like graphics on that and that stuff. I know that's a mistake. You know it. Hey, you want to see me do his, look, this is my impersonation of me as Donald Don Trump taking a picture with Bongholio. That's good, isn't it? I got it down. Okay, so Bongholio looks upset. He also looks slightly dehydrated and tired. Definitely something. Okay, something's up. But it's scary how wrong they've been.
Absolutely wrong on
oh, terrible. They've been absolutely wrong on everything.
every single issue. Here's the
Everything. Yeah, he's right. We should still be in Afghanistan. We shouldn't have done that rescue package. We should not have given people like breaks on their student loans. Fuck that. And we shouldn't have. We should have kept Bagram and made more deals with the Taliban and kept our soldiers within shooting range of ISIS-K. That would have been smart. And fuck this infrastructure nonsense, man. I'd rather ride on a bumpy road with holes in it and let my undercarriage of my car bounce some parts out than wait for some construction. God damn.
pattern here.
All right, let's see what the pattern is. He's putting it all together for us.
So the libs push a narrative out there. It turns out to be crap, garbage, false, fake, and then they suddenly back off the narrative and they.
All right, well, that's a big sell. Let's hear it. It's crap, garbage, fake, something. Oh, he means like the Hunter Biden laptop. I'm still waiting for that. I have a friend who says he's got a picture of the thing. He's going to send it to me.
They just pretend.
He always says, you know what, my buddy always sends me, he goes, I got a picture. I finally got a picture of Hunter Biden's laptop. You want to see it? And I go, fuck, shit, yeah, man. And then he holds his phone over and it's a picture of his dick. And he's like, I gotcha. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. He gets me every time.
And it never happened at all.
Okay, let's hear it.
In Hollywood, it's called retconning. You know retconning? It's like the horror movies, Michael Myers and Jason and whatever. You know, they die.
Retconning, they call it retcon. I've been to Comic-Con, and I have been to the AVN Awards. That's not really a con, though. It's more like sleight of hand. Let's see. I've been to CanCon, the Canadian Conspiracy Convention.
die in a movie and then they want to make money in another movie, so they just pretend the last movie didn't happen?
That's not what they did in any of these. Literally, they did not do that in any of the Halloween movies. He's gone at the end. He's immortal. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, watch the movies before you tell us what's in. Like, you know what? The greatest thing about Bongholio is, man, I gotta tell you this, is this asshole can tell you something about a movie and he doesn't have to say spoiler alert ever because he's wrong.
Is he really dead? Well, who knows? Well, Hollywood's are not the only people who retcon. The liberals do it too. Liberal dunces out there are asking you to believe, in order to keep voting Democrat in the midterms, they're asking you to believe a lot of garbage junk.
A lot of garbage junk, as opposed to the good junk you keep, or the garbage that really is reusable.
First, for you to vote Democrat in just a few days coming up, you'd have to believe that any midterm candidate who's tough on crime is just a racist. You knew they were going to throw that one out there.
No, actually. There's actually quite a few Democrats that are actually running as tough on crime. They're specifically making it that there's a specific color scheme to the hands jimmying open windows in a lot of these ads. I think that's what they're referring to.
The liberal media is actually making the case. You see it on the screen right there.
All right, well, shit. Hal does this all the time, so I suppose I got to too. Come on now. Let's do some real work here. Hold on 1 minute. With ads. God damn, this is hard. Imagery and words. Imagery. And words. I'm all right. Hang on a second. I'm typing. I get a little lightheaded when I have to spell too many words at once. There we go. New York Times. Here you go. With ads, imagery. It's interesting that they don't show the images in the. He's just got this part. Running ads portraying black candidates as soft on crime or as different or dangerous. Republicans have shed quiet defenses such as tactics for unabashed defiance. Mandela Barnes, dangerous. Miss Beasley, he's a good person. State versus Kevin Goldpan, State v. Tillman. Radical. Recent ads have prompted Democrats and allies to accuse Republicans of resorting to racist fear tactics to scare Americans into vote Republican. As Republicans seize on crime as one of their lead issues in the final week of the midterm, they deployed in states as disparate as Wisconsin and New Mexico. Ads have labeled a black candidate as different and dangerous and darkened a white man's hands as they portrayed him as a criminal. Nowhere have these tactics risen to overtake the debate on a... fuck, this reading fast is a tough one. You guys let me know if my nose starts bleeding like Steve Martin and Only Murders in the Building. But a survey of competitive contests, particularly those involving black candidates, shows they are so widespread as to become an important weapon in the 2022 Republican arsenal. In Wisconsin, where Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, who is black, is the Democratic nominee for the Senate, a National Republican Senatorial Committee ad targeting him ends by juxtaposing his face with those of 3 Democratic House members, all of them women of color, with the words different and dangerous. In a mailer sent to several White House House districts in New Mexico, the state Republican Party darkened the hands of a barber shown giving a white child a haircut. Next to the question, do you want a sex offender cutting your child's hair? Yes, but only if he is white. So, I'm sure he'll cite, look, I was wrong. I'm sure he's going to cite these, what's going on in these articles and not just show the headlines.
You can see that too. But then when the unspeakable happens, like Paul Pelosi getting attacked during a break-in in their San Francisco home.
You know, for something being unspeakable, a lot of people have actually spoken about it in the last little bit. Twitter is aflutter with a bunch of people saying it's no big deal.
Suddenly, everyone can get behind the tough on crime narrative again. We were always tough on crime. Where were you guys? You have to believe Democrats have been in control also of the inflation crisis from the beginning. Now,
all right, so we're just jumping ahead to somehow wanting criminal justice reform. By the way, hold on. Let's see, was it the Fresh Act or the First Step Act or was that it? something. Yeah, there it is. Oh, this way he's talking about, by the way, just so you know, so people credit where credit is due, people. On December 21st, 2018, President Trump signed into law the First Step Act of 2018. The act was the culmination of a bipartisan effort to improve criminal justice outcomes as well as reduce the size of the federal prison population while also creating mechanisms to maintain public safety. There you go. Incentives for success, confinement, correctional reforms, sentencing reforms, changes to mandatory minimums for certain drug offenders, retroactivity in the Fair Sentencing Act, expanding the safety valve, oversight. Look at that. See, Trump wants you to think he was always for throwing, criminals in jail and throwing away the key, and he was.
That is definitely a fairy tale or some ghost story. First, remember, inflation wasn't going to happen. Then inflation was transitory. Then it was a good thing. Now our economy is strong as hell, and they saw this coming the whole time.
I'm concerned about the rest of the world. Our economy is strong as hell.
All of us knew
Yeah, it kind of is, man. I don't know if you've been outside lately.
this would be the case when we put in place this recovery program.
Yeah. And?
Strong as hell?
Yeah.
Listen, just saying the economy is strong as hell doesn't make the economy strong as hell or strong at all.
Wow, he has a way with words. He has a way of shuffling them in an order that they make no sense.
But in order to vote
Which has got, I mean, that takes work.
Democrat, you have to believe the desperate lies, and they are getting desperate.
Yeah, they are, man. You could see it in their eyes, man. It's, it's not like you even have to Photoshop their faces all together.
They see the numbers like we do.
Yes, they do. They see the numbers like the natural gas prices went below zero. I'm not kidding. They see the numbers like we do. It's apparently Putin was hoping that everybody run out of gas and they'd come clamoring for him, but apparently they're so full of natural gas, and it's weird that they show a picture of the fucking Nord Stream blown up there, but apparently Europe has so much fucking gas in places that they don't have anywhere to put it. Just like me. That's right. Natural gas, the price of natural gas went below zero because of a milder than usual October, and European countries having their gas stores at 98%. There are container ships full of natural gas that are just sitting in the water off port. Remember how all that shit from overseas people were buying, like from China and other places, and it was all sitting in the port of Los Angeles or down by Long Beach, and it was just a bunch of ships backed up? They's that way with natural gas now. But I'm sure he'll bring that up.
Voters would also have to believe that conservatives are suppressing the vote. That's another fairy tale they keep saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're trying. I mean, you don't expect them to win straight out of the gate. Of course they're trying to suppress the vote. You get points for trying.
This is the worst conspiracy theory of all. And by the way, it's racist, too.
It totally is racist. It's absolutely racist. Why is it racist?
Suggesting black people don't know how to get voter ID is racist.
Oh, it's not that they don't know how. It's that you can't charge people money for an ID. Because voting is a right, but having an ID is... Photo IDs weren't in the Constitution. Okay?
It's not soft racist. It's actually hard racism, lefties. Yes, that's a fact.
Why wouldn't it be racist to make certain people pay, any economic level, but poor people in particular, pay to have papers that allow them to vote when they's a citizen? Why wouldn't you just arrange for that? Why wouldn't you just make it so they can from like birth? Why don't you just line up people's registration with their fucking social security number, and then as soon as they turn 18, they's registered, and if they want to put themselves down for a party so they can vote in primaries, they can, but they don't have to. And then the same thing that allows you to get a fucking job transports over to use that to vote. so that there's only one number associated with your vote, but the content of your vote is hidden. Slow me down if I'm talking too fast, dummy.
This, of course, despite the hard evidence of early voting data showing voters in Georgia are turning out in record numbers.
Yeah, because they know they've got to go through extra hoops, so they're making sure they can't get screwed out of it. The Georgia thing wasn't about so much ideas about how many machines are in some of the places in the black districts, and the white districts had all the machines they fucking wanted.
Record, I thought they were being suppressed.
They're an attempt at suppressing, dummy. It's attempted. They can still work around it. They just trying to make it harder. You know, that's like saying, Your Honor, you cannot try me for attempted murder because when I tried to kill that dude, he kicked my ass. Why? You know what I mean? Like, if you try to murder somebody and they fucking bust your ass, you're still guilty of attempted murder, even if you're a fuck up, dummy. That being, like, you know how they say possession is 9/10 of the law, ignorance of the law is no excuse, and being a complete dumbass doesn't mean you get to go home, stupid. That's what the judge said to me that time.
Well, this is what it looks like when evidence doesn't matter at all.
There have been a host of anti-voter policies forced on states that challenge America's fundamental right to vote. Of course, high turnout and voter suppression can take place at the same time. They don't have to be, one doesn't have to happen on its own.
Yes, precisely. If people know, I'll tell you why. Like, sometimes, when in the old James Bond movie, he'd be driving and he'd do an oil slick behind him to keep the cars from chasing him, and they'd slide off into and then he'd run out of oil because he could only have so much oil because of physics or some shit, that another car from the back wouldn't slide and it would continue to chase him. So you got a limited resource to the fuckery you're trying to do. Just because people work around it doesn't mean you're not engaged in fuckery, dum-dum. It's not your fault. You're stupid.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what y'all always sound like, isn't it? This is how he lives his life. His whole life is with this. When anybody they have like those pre-show meetings. When he's sitting down with anybody who isn't an employee of Fox News and has to have a question or a comment from them, this is the look that pops up on his face. He's trying to be the new Tucker.
What the hell did she just say?
She said you can have high voter turnout and attempts at suppression at the same time, which you absolutely can. You can have somebody poison the water at a stop on a marathon and make people get diarrhea so they'll lose and still have a real winner in the race. You can still have a bunch of people in the race that year. Stupid.
Evidence of voter suppression is when voters turn out.
No. Oh, fuck me, man. What the hell? Did you guys just hear what she said? Listen to what... Okay, look. I know I got shit between my ears, but I compensate for it. You know what I mean? It's like when tall people duck going through a doorway or short people go, "This is just fine." This motherfucker, am I drunk? Did y'all heard what he thought? Shit, well, hold on. Back the fuck up. Let's see what she says. And let's see what he says she says.
Looks like when evidence doesn't matter at all.
There have been a host of anti-voter policies forced on states that challenge America's fundamental right to vote. Of course, high turnout and voter suppression can take place at the same time.
Okay, so, that's a cut clip. Two different moments, happen separate. She said, of course, high voter turnout and voter suppression attempts can happen at the same time. Now, let's hear what he thought he just heard.
They don't have to be, one doesn't have to happen on its own.
Huh? What the hell did she just say? Evidence of voter suppression is when voters turn out in record numbers.
I mean, fucking hell, dude. That's like next level dumb shit. You just played the clip. You just heard her. The fuck is the matter with you? Is anybody... Am I drunk? What the fuck? He's not... It ain't me, is it? Like, that's so dumb, I'm starting to doubt reality. Am I... Does anybody... Do I smell almonds? Shit.
Who's being suppressed? Wait, it's just a question for Karine Jean-Pierre. Can you produce one person, just one in Georgia that was suppressed? I'll fight with you to make sure that person can legally vote. Can you, just one? Is that?
Well, see, it ain't the kind of stuff where they stand outside and cross their arms like the people in Arizona are showing up with guns trying to scare people off voting. That would be closer to what you're talking about. And she's talking about the entire country in general. But a lot of people, if you need a state ID to vote or a federal ID and you have to pay for it, that is suppression. It should be free. Americans, if you need it to exercise a right, it should be free. And again, like, you got to show an ID to get on an airplane. You got to show an ID to use the truck stop shower. Don't ask me how I know that. Well, that's fine, but neither one of those are a right. They're a privilege.
Is anyone going to ask her that question? Just one person. We will join arms and link shields here on my Fox News show. If that...
No, you won't.
That person was prevented from legally voting. You notice they can't produce one person. That is world-class bull right there.
I thought it was unfiltered. You can't say bullshit? Why are you filtering yourself, man?
Sadly, some Democrat voters are actually buying it. They're gaslit so easily, folks. Gaslighting's powerful.
Totally. It is. It's great. So you're saying it's a good tool and Democrats should use it because it motivates people to vote, and maybe we should give it a try. I don't know. I don't know if we have anybody on the Republican side that's, good at gaslighting at all, at the possibility.
Here's another item on my list of dope.
Okay, let's go.
Things voters would have to believe to vote Democrat. Fair.
Okay, here we go. Dopey things.
Ghost stories. One of them is that the left actually doesn't want to defund the police. No, they never
Yeah, we don't.
said that, right? Well, check this out.
And I don't know anybody who thinks that we should defund the police.
Really? That's crazy because I remember protests.
By the way, individuals, what they're talking about is putting through the policies even, and particularly in his district. And again, use the whole fucking clip, buddy.
And riots about
Now, don't get me wrong. There have been people saying defund the police, like Trump wants to defund the entire fucking FBI. The whole FBI, gone, zeroed out, no money, choke it off,
funding the
what Bannon say, kill it in the crib.
police. Here's just a quick little refresher from some of Keith Ellison's closest Democrat friends.
Not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
The thing about defund the police is we have to tell the entire narrative. People hear defund the police, but you know what they'll say? Say reallocate, say divest, say move. But it's still the same thing. We can't get caught up on the words.
So she's talking about the phrase itself, dummy. It's not the same as defund. What she's saying is that phrase doesn't quite work to explain her position. Also, I'm sorry, but I voted for Trump last time. Don't forget. But for the record, Joe Biden didn't run on defund the police at all. Matter of fact, he was the one dude who was like, nuh-uh, not at all. He got that Kamala Harris as his running mate. She was supposedly, they thought Trump could run to the left of her.
You see, we're conservatives, so we're kind of good at remembering stuff, receipts and all.
Dude, you couldn't even remember the fucking clip you just showed.
And remember, Democrat voters, they don't do it. They just follow the political wind. They lick their finger. Where the wind's blowing now?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. That's why I don't know what you're talking about. Why? How do you do that? You lick your finger and then where does it go?
Something else Democrat voters would have you believe is that no Democrat or leftist ever said any of this either. This is the worst. Check this out.
A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus. The virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else.
You're not.
Oh, yeah, that's when they's talking about the Johnson & Johnson style vaccines. mRNAs don't work that way. We now know that or whatever, but it lowers the amount that's going out and people don't end up in hospital.
You're going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected.
Okay, that's just not true. That was just another fairy tale. A Pfizer executive.
Yeah, that's true. It turns out you get it. You don't go to the hospital. You don't end up on a ventilator. You don't die, and you don't produce enough of the virus to pass it on like you would if you didn't get vaccinated. But details.
Admitted in public, by the way, the company never tested.
I'm curious why you still have the whole voter suppression stuff back up on there.
The vaccine's ability to stop transmission. So the fact checkers wet their diapers.
There we go.
They fell all over themselves to explain it all away, because that's what they do. You think that's bad? It gets worse.
By the way, and some people are asking in the chat, no, I am not vaccinated. I get a hot moonshine injection. It's not actually hot. That's a misnomer. It's an ironic title, because what we do is we make moonshine popsicles and use them in a suppository fashion. And then as soon as it's down to the stick, you take it out. And it'll pretty much get anything that ails you.
Single parent remembers how their children were forced to stay out of school during the pandemic. And
yeah, while Trump was in office. I thought that was smart, you know what I mean? Because you could pass it to the teachers, and teachers are old and they could die.
the left made kids get the jab and wear the face diaper before they could return.
They was already wearing the face mask. And why is it a diaper? Oh, because you shit out your mouth. I
Now
understand.
the left is demanding voters just forget all of this happened, or again, just pretend it was a ghost story and it wasn't all that bad.
Mrs. Dixon says that I kept students out longer than any other state. That's just not true. Kids were out for 3 months.
What?
Yeah, in Michigan, they were out for 3 months. The fall, the last 4 weeks of 2020, in the beginning of the year, the 2019 to 2020 year, and then they's out about a month and a half of the beginning of the next year.
They were out 3 months. What are you talking about? Some of these kids were out a year.
Not in Michigan, shithead. She's a governor, you dumb fuck.
Do you think these parents are dumb? Like they walked in the kitchen and their little kid, Bobby, was on a Zoom class and they're like, hey, my husband of mine, who's that kid in our kitchen? That looks like Bobby, our son. What the hell is he doing here? Gretchen Whitmer said he's in school.
I love when he does a play. I feel like, I don't know if any of you have seen Bongholio's one-man show on the Upper West Side Playwrights Brigade, something like that. Anyways, tickets are real expensive, but I managed to sneak in through an aqueduct.
Do you think we're morons?
Well, no, singularly, there's certainly evidence that you're kind of dopey.
Gretchen Whitmer, the answer is yes. Running for governor in Michigan.
Right. You do know she was the governor and she knows how long kids were out of school in Michigan, right?
What a train wreck.
Hold on. Yeah, okay. The Washington Free Beacon has the details, folks. Get ready. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. It's a torrent of fucking lies from this Gretchen Whitmer woman. I guess the truth was kidnapped. Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer claimed Tuesday that Michigan students were only kept out of classrooms for 3 months, but many students struggled with remote learning for more than a year. I don't know what the fuck that sentence means either. And Whitmer encouraged school closures even after her shutdown orders expired. Oh, so they did expire. When did they expire? Okay. During a debate against two dicks in a cup, Whitmer minimized the prevalence of remote learning in Michigan during the coronavirus. Kids were out for 3 months, the Democrat claimed, seemingly referring to her initial orders that shuttered schools in 2020 from mid-March to early June. Months later, however, Whitmer's health department once again suspended in-person high school classes. Not all of them, just high school? Okay. For a 3-week period starting November 15th. And in April of 2021, Whitmer urged schools, dear God, the tyranny, to shut down for another 2 weeks, citing alarming virus numbers. Oh. Terrible. So it was 3 months / 2 weeks for high schoolers and an optional 2 weeks in April of 2021. It's amazing. The gaslighting.
This is a massive misdirection attempt, folks. This administration is now trying to make you...
You know she's not in the administration. She's a governor, right, dum-dum?
Forget about all this, but you know what they really want to talk about?
I'm not dressed up as Margaret Thatcher, Flang Doodle. I'm dressed up as my favorite president, Jonathan Don Trump.
This.
It's Hal-O-Ween.
This is very important.
Shut up. I'm doing my Halloween dance. Squirt, 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 squirt. See, I'm good. I know what I'm doing.
Important right now.
I got a Halloween party later, and I happen to know this sweet little honey's going to come dressed as an American flag.
Nuclear war, Ukraine inflation. No, none of that. Electric school buses and racist legroom on airplanes.
When I think about what the experience should be for our children of going to school on the school bus, understanding that this bus symbolizes so much about our collective investment in our future.
Some airlines...
Oh my God, what a terrifying notion. This woman thinks that we grow up with memories of what it's like to go to school on a school bus and that some of them should be safer than they currently are. Fuck that. The whole, you got to learn a sense of death and danger. And the best way to learn it is in a school bus careening down a country road, winding around curves, no seat belts, and slippery seats where you just kind of do the, oh shit.
If you want 6 more inches between you and the seat in front, you pay more money. These are junk fees. They're unfair, and they hit marginalized Americans the hardest, especially low-income folks and people of color.
Wait a minute. Who gives... Hold on. And people of color. I thought... Why is he mentioning low-income folks? I feel seen. I'm not going to have to vote for Biden now, am I? Shit.
Folks, this could get ugly for the left.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible, man. All this stuff about trying to make sure you're not crammed in an airplane like sardines. People will hate that. People hate legroom.
On election day. The only thing now that can save them is some hardcore gaslighting and get...
Oh, that sounds dirty.
Voters to...
That's hardcore gaslighting. Hardcore gaslighting. Hardcore gaslighting. All right. This is going to be my new hit song. Don't forget to download it. It's on Spotify and all your favorite. And it's on a 45. You can buy it at a country store.
Leave their ghost stories.
It's on the Cracker Barrel playlist.
Stories and fantasyland narratives. It's up to us now to make sure.
It is. Fight the good fight, Bongholio. It's up to you. I didn't understand nearly anything that you said. It was some of the dumbest shit we've heard today, and that includes Louis Gohmert, Ted Nugent, and Sarah Palin. Way to swing for the fences, buddy.
It comes back to haunt them, because it is Halloween, of course.
Hey, Sean. Way to wrap it up, man. Shit. He brought it all back. That is some I'm impressed. Okay? That is some... How did he even manage to do that? That's like a fucking magic trick, son. Let me tell you what. That is... Hi, everybody. You're watching House Sparks Mega Worldwide Special Halloween Edition. I'm Fecus. I'm filling in today for the whole show. I'm dressed as my favorite president, Jonathan Don Trump, and I'm going to a party tonight where I'm going to meet a sweet little lady dressed as an American flag, and I'm going to get my hump on. Don't forget, she's already given me permission. I got it in writing, so don't give me any... I filmed it when she was filling out the form. So, let's see. It's time. Show's almost over. So don't forget, you got to like and subscribe. And maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow at the regular time. I hope y'all had a good time. Let me check. Let me see what the fucking chat says. Hang on one second. Oh, yeah. He did. Hold on. Let's see. Where's it go? Like this. Hey, everybody. Hi. Hi, everybody. You guys are great. Woo! Thanks so much. Good to see you. Am I a sovereign citizen? No, I am not, because you have to own a car, and it's a long story. I have a lease with an option to buy on all of my rights as a sovereign citizen. I signed up for this thing Peter Thiel sells on the internet. Hi, I need some man boobs. Doesn't everybody? If I had them, I would just stay home and play with myself. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. Hey, no filthy language on here, Dragon X Flyer. Not to say, although I'm not really into feet, but I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. Come on now. Check yo super chats. Okay, let me look at the super chats. Let's see what we got here. We got show love. Got a bunch of things. Oh, Ginger Freaking Nature gave a bunch of tier 1 subs. There's bits in there. Treva, thank you so much. Look at that, a 666, you devil worshiping monster. You, Marcia, said check the Cash App. Oh shit, that's got to be in there somewhere. Let's see, is that on? I borrowed Hal's watch, and it's kind of weird. I don't even know if it's on here. I'll have to check it after. Like, give me 1 second. I got to look this stuff up. It's so confusing. Eileen, that's very sweet of y'all. Don't forget, you can become a patron, patreon.com/HalSparks. Let's see. Okay, hold on. This is hard to do, man. Looking up on here. That's going to come up here. What happened? What happened? Marcia, oh my gosh. Thanks for that on Friday, Marcia. And Nicole says, get on Rumble. And Jay says for Thursday, and Ronnie gave that on Thursday. And Javier said, thank you. Coretta, y'all is so nice. Coretta's always so nice. She's a good person. There you go. Marcia, that's sweet. Bonnie, good stuff. Oh, that's good. And Andrea, thank you for reminding him to do that as well. Y'all are sweet. That's really sweet. Come on now. Fire it up. We got a couple seconds left in the show, and then we'll be back to our regular show tomorrow. Hey, I was dead serious, by the way. I did a piece of breaking news tonight. You know, I usually leave that to Hal to do that or whatever. But I'd like to say for the record that y'all didn't even know that, did you? Did y'all know this? Huh? Y'all even know that? Are you just looking at this big picture of this big gas butthole in the middle of the ocean? That's right. We got live footage right from the gas pipeline explosion. And but yeah, they got so much stored fucking gasoline that the price in Europe just dropped below zero. You're welcome. I mean, come on. That's right, poor Pooty Poot. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's an oceanic. What Fecus was here the whole show, man. And I'm leaving this way, man. I'm not even letting Hal come out here and say bye to y'all. Not even no cats, no nothing. You want to see that shit, you can come back tomorrow, all right? This is my show tonight. Happy Hal-O-Ween, all right? Now go hand out some goddamn candy. And watch out for that fentanyl, you know, because they making it look like sweet tarts or some shit like that. I heard they's hiding them in sprees, but no kid today wants those, so it's okay. No, leave it to the evil drug dealers to make fake Necco wafers and hand them out, and kids are like, these are nasty, fuck that. So that ain't gonna happen. Anyways, oh, watch your mouth, Anthony. All right. Nope, chip ain't going to come. All right, razor blades and apples, don't do it. Put them in bananas. Anyways, that's right. We hand out venison jerky at the door. That is absolutely right. I give out jerky and packets of cold oatmeal to help with your digestion. And then if the parents are there, we got a little jug they can take a tug on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean?